Hey, thanks for sticking with us here on Upper Michigan today at the 906 Adventure Team's base camp in Marquette. We're back with the director of adventure himself, Todd Paquette, who's leading by example this morning. You know, we were having a really great conversation about the team, about the community impacts. We've talked about some dates that you'll want to mark on your calendar if you'd like to get involved. We've showed you the blueprints. Todd, what's next?
So the big thing I'd like to make sure everybody's aware of is base camp's going to be, the building's going to be staffed. And I'd say that that's going to start happening by mid-March, maybe a little bit toward the back end. We're still working out a schedule with volunteers. That would be another volunteer opportunity. So if there's people who are out there who work from home, work remotely, they have flexibility with where they can work, people that are retired, there is an opportunity to actually get involved with the organization and help us staff volunteer base camp positions here. We want the door open because we want people to walk in to ask questions about the organization, ask questions about their local adventure team. We're going to have merchandise, gear, different things that they can purchase to support the organization. We wanted to do that last year, but we've just, we've had so many things going on that we're a little bit behind on that. But it's going to happen here this spring, and then we plan on staffing it regularly Monday through Friday from 9 to 3 I'll say from this month through the end of August, and then we'll probably make some seasonal adjustment as we get into the fall.
Okay.
Things take as long as they take.
They take as long as they take.
That's actually what my sweatshirt says.
It does. It takes as long as it takes.
Yeah, it takes as long as it takes. It'll work out the way it needs to.
Yeah.
How does this all, support kind of the structure of your organization, the mission of your organization? How does having someone here and having, how does it all flow together? You have so many pieces, and how do you keep it all straight?
Well, we talked in the past, it used to be run, from a group of trailers or from my house. You can't run an organization that's grown to the size that we are today from a trailer or out of my home. So having this space to where we can open the front door and people can walk in and start to interface with us and learn more about us and offer their skill sets is critical for the continued development of the organization. We've gotten this far off of a model that worked up to this point, and now we'll have to evolve and adapt in the same way that we encourage kids and adults to do. We're literally living our own ethos and message, getting outside our comfort zone, taking risks such as this. But it's a great way to bring people together. This is kind of that next step, to have an address and a front door people can knock on. That's huge.
And I didn't know you Todd, when you had this dream, when you had this vision, when you started this with yourself and a few bikers with you. But did you ever expect you'd get to where you are today? Have your goals shifted? Has your dream shifted? Or has this always been your end goal?
So that's a great question. A lot of people, when you're going to set out to do something, if you're an entrepreneur or you have this idea in your head, everybody's going to tell you, get a business plan. You can't do anything until you have a business plan. And what I would say is, don't hang around those people. I didn't have a business plan. I knew what I wanted to do for the community. I didn't have any fixed idea of how we were going to do it, because I think that the community, through what they engage with and what they don't, that tells you, that informs you as to what they want and need. So we're always looking at what can we do to be effective in the community. If people are showing up, which they are, it must be working. We'll continue to evolve. There's no telling what we'll do in the future. You look at the running groups, the trail running groups we're bringing in this year. That's a new piece. That's a new opportunity for us to, again, remove another barrier between people, where there might be this idea that bikers and runners have to have a separate group. We're all about trying to break down barriers, break down labels, and help people understand that what should bring us together is our common goals, what we believe in, what we want to see in our community. The true definition of community is being able to see past your differences to focus on what you have in common. That literally is what a community is. So I think that this property has been purchased for us to realize that part of the mission. When you come off of Lakeshore Boulevard, you need to leave your politics and whatever agendas you have out there, and you need to come into this building and you need to serve the mission, values, and purpose of the 906 Adventure Team. And the one thing I'd say about this, this is our org chart. You notice at the top of the org chart is the mission, the values, and the people. When you're in a company or in a nonprofit, it's very easy to get mission drift because you have a rotation of people who come and go from your board, right? Or you have people who come and go from your staff. And they don't always know the original reason why the thing was started. And then you start to drift away from the original intent. We will never do that because the thing driving the bus is this. Not the board, not me, not the teams. It's all about the mission and the purpose.
It's I hear what you're saying, but it's also, that's a big ask, to ask people to leave their ideals, if you will, at the door, or their politics at the door. We live in a world that is so politically charged, and our differences sometimes are what charges people. So I can't imagine that that's always easy. There's got to be a little bit of I don't know, resistance sometimes.
Pushback. There's people still wanting to butt heads, maybe finding
This is who I
something to
am.
find.
Yeah.
What do you find because of that? People are just
They
better because
find
of it.
that we're not going to engage with negativity, so they don't come.
Yeah.
And
you're okay
that's
with
okay with that. I mean, we've always been open. Like, here's what we do, here's why we do it, here's how we do it. If it's not for you, that's cool, but we're not changing it.
Well, there you have it. Do not bring your politics in the door. All right, we have one more segment left. We have to take another quick break. We'll be right back.